This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we have started using of your OData services, and we have seen about what is meant by OData service and what is the architecture of your OData service. So this is the architecture of your OData services. So you will be having a network gateway in middle of SAP HANA or SAP ECC system or SAP Business Suite or anything. So now this is the OData services. That means the URL which is going to be generated by SAP, and this URL is going to be used by multiple people, like anyone can able to use this URL. So if you want, you can connect from your mobile devices or from your laptops or from anywhere. You can do this. So this is the architecture of your OData services. So now in order to create, so that's what I told you. So you will be having a data model. So here you will be creating the data model, and then API is will be generated application programming interface. That means your OData URL link will be gets generated, and this URL link is going to be used by multiple end users. This URL link is going to be used by multiple end users. So now, as I told you, OData will be used the RESTful protocol. So that means which is nothing but HTTP and HTTPS. So is a client-side server. So, and I already told you what is meant by about this RESTful services. And then we have started seeing of your OData services. So for this OData services, so first one is what is the transaction code? SEGW is a transaction code where we have to create our OData service. Where we have to create our OData service. So to do this, just click on create. So provide your service name. So I'm just providing this as test. So now you don't need to change everything. Just give this as $TMP or your original package. Now, so once you have opened this, you will be having the data model, the service implementation, the runtime artifacts, and the service maintenance. In this data model, you will be having your entities, associations, and entity sets. So entity, what is meant by this entity type? Entity type are nothing but your structures, or I can say this as work area. Whereas the entity sets is nothing but your internal table. Your internal table. Whereas the association is relationship between the entities. Here we need to provide the cardinality. We need to provide the cardinality. So cardinality is nothing but the relationship between the structures. The relationship between the structures is nothing but your cardinality. You will be having a cardinality called as 1:1 or 1:n or n:1 or n:n. So you have already seen this cardinality thing in your association, the same type of cardinality. So the same thing. Associations, when you are working on associations in CDS view, I have already told you about your cardinality. So here also SAP will use the same cardinality. Okay. Now coming to this service implementation, once you go ahead and create, so see here, once you go ahead and activate, once you go ahead and generate this, so you will be getting the implemented sets, whatever the implementation sets you will be having. See here, you will be having your entity set. So that set will be shown in your service implementation. So now the runtime artifacts. So these are the generated things when we try to activate our project, when we try to activate our Netgear project. What are the things it will be get generated? So you will be having a DPC extension class, MPC and MPC extension class, modeler and service. So this is the main thing which will be used by SAP for generating of URL. So service is the main thing which is used by SAP to generate your main URL. Now coming to this, I told you, you will be having your DPC classes and MPC classes. So DPC stands for your data provider class. Whereas MPC stands for modeler provider class. Modeler provider class. So this modeler provider class and data provider class. So this modeler provider class. So if you take the architecture, so now let's take, this is your web. So in this we have provided our URL. So this URL has to connect to SAP system, right? So for the very first time, SAP will be connecting to your modeler provider class. Whatever the data which is going to be sent by your web will be covered to modeler provider class, and this modeler provider class will be give this input to your data provider class. And in this we will be having this DPC extension. Here we will be writing our ABAP logic based upon what type of a data you are going to ask, or the third party system is going to ask. So this ABAP logic will be connected to your application server, and from this application server it will be connected to your database. This is how. So from here again it will be get the data, it will again get the data, it will again get the data, and it will again get the data, and it will be sent back to the requesting side. So this is how the transferring of your data will be happen in your real time. If I go here, so see, these are the resources which you will be having, and this is how, what type of the entity you are requesting for. What type of the entity you are requesting for, that data will be come up. That data will be come up. I just want to see. Two classes, model provider class and data provider class. I just want to see, did I write about this model provider class and data provider class? Data provider class provides the gateway service functionality. Model provider class defines the gateway service interface. So this is the one. So this is one of your most important interview question. DPC and MPC are not connected by any coding. They have to talk each other via configuration. Now, how to add this service? Image of an embedded deployment. I told you you will be having two things. One is embedded and one is your hub deployment. So this is image for embedded deployment. So let's go ahead and see that. So if I go to SEGW, let me open this project again. And now, as we have generated, we got the runtime artifacts. Now it's time for me to go ahead and write the code. So where to write this? So I want this PO header set. So if you click on expand, you will be having different things. One is your create, one is your delete, one is your get entity, and one is your get entity set, and one is your update. So create is used for posting. For posting, create will be used. So I told you in when you generate, you'll be having 4 HTTP methods. One is your post, one is your get, one is your put, patch, merge, and delete. So if I want to test any OData service, so let me go ahead and show you that. If I want to test any OData service, you have to use the transaction /o/iwfnd /gw underscore client. GW underscore your client. GW underscore your client. GW underscore your client. So this is the one. So this is the transaction code which you will be using for testing of your OData services. Now when I click on execute, it will be going to a separate screen where you can find out your every detail. So if I go back to my material, what I have going to share it with you guys. This is how your gateway will looks like. See here, HTTP method, you will be having get, post, put, patch, merge, and delete. So get, it is mainly used to get the data from the database, and post, it is mainly used to post the data to the database, and put is used to update. Put is used to update. Patch is used for both update and create. That is nothing but your modify. And the delete is used for deleting the records from your database. So this is how you will be using. So here, what is your HTTP method? So what is your URL? So this is the URL which has been generated. So now if I click on HTTPS, you will be finding out your HTTPS URL and what is your entity sets. So entity sets. So here we have to maintain your ICF configuration. I'm going to tell you what is meant by this ICF configuration. In real time, this will be taken care by your basis. This will be taken care by your security team. Sorry, not basis. It will be taken care by your security team. So guys, just give me 2 minutes. Okay, sorry guys. So now let me relog in again. Why it is logging off? I just need to check with Rafi on this. So now if I go to again SEGW, so here it will be generating of your project. So expand this. Now here this is your service implementation. So these are the things which you can get it from the OData services. Now in this you will be having, as I telling you, create, delete, get entity set and update. Get entity is used to get read one single record. If you want entity set, it will read multiple records. So for this, where we have to write our code, we need to write our code in this class. This is a generator class which is derived from your DPC, and DPC is an abstract class. So now they can ask you where you are going to write your entire SAP ABAP code. So we will always say that we'll be writing entire SAP ABAP code in my DPC extension class. If I just click on this and go to your ABAP workbench, right click on this and go to your ABAP workbench, you will be finding out your corresponding methods. You will be finding out your corresponding methods. See here, these it is the derived from your DPC. This is the derived from your DPC class, the data provider class. If I go to your methods, you will be having all your methods. So update, create, delete, read, get entity, stream, execute action. So whatever you have, you'll be having anything. Apart from this, if you want, go ahead and click on change, and you can also go ahead and write down your own methods. So this is nothing but, what is this? So what concept is this? Can someone can tell me what is meant by this thing? So I'm going to write my own. So whatever the derived methods which I'm going to get from my superclass, and I can also write my own methods. What is meant by this?
Abstract class.
No. Inheritance. What is the concept of inheritance? So calling the parent class in your child class, and if you want, you can go ahead and redefine your methods. If you want, you can go ahead and redefine your methods. So that's called as your inheritance. Okay, clear? So this is called as inheritance. So you have to be confident in your classes, guys. If you are not confident in your classes, you can't able to do this. You can't able to know all these things. Now I have already clicked on this regenerate button, so that's the reason it has changed to black color. When I double click on this, so now you will be having this. So this is a place where you have to go ahead and write your uh, details. This is the place where you have to go ahead and write your details. So here you will be getting your entity name over here, entity set over here, and the context. Whatever the context which we are going to receive, we'll be receiving over here. And this is something error entity. If you have errors, then you will be getting out over here, and then whatever the response you want to send it up, so we will be sending out the response over here. Now, so hold for this like this in the same way. So what I will do, I'll just go ahead and keep a breakpoint. I'll just go ahead and keep a breakpoint. Now let's get activate. So as of now, I didn't write your code. Now in SAP, whenever we create a OData project, we have to register that OData project for SAP to generate the URL. For SAP to generate your URL, you have to register this OData project. So to do this registration, where you will be doing /o/iwfnd/maint_service. So /o/iwfnd/maint_ your service. Excuse me. This is the place where you will be registering your service. Now let me go to that. Service. As this is the first time we are trying to open, so it will take some good amount of time. Just hold on. I hope I have already written this in my document. So here also you can maintain by clicking on your register, or you can go ahead to your next system, maintain service. So you can keep that in your favorite list or remember by its by heart. So I just mentioned you that. So when you click on this, so you will be having your add your service. So just select this and provide your system aliases. So you will be having your default MG1 or local. As when you are clicking on your embedded, so that means the OData is in same system and we are going to use the same system. Then you have to select this one as your local. If you are going to do it as from the different system, like your hub system. So in the hub system, they will be maintaining here the RFC connections. So you just need to select this local, and here you need to provide your service name, whatever the service which we have created. Can you go back? So here this is the service we have created. So now select this. Come here and provided that in your technical service name and click on enter. Click on enter. So you will be finding out here whether the service is available or not, and you will be getting those details over here. You'll be getting those details over here. Sorry, I need to provide. Yeah, see here you got your service. So select this service and click on add selected services. You just need to click on add selected services. Here you need to provide your package details. When you click on your add service details, it will ask you your package. See, the SAP will uses the default ICF node. So these ICF nodes will be created. So now enable, I'm just clicking on local object and I'll just say click on continue. Now for this, the service will be gets generated. For this, the services will be gets generated in real time. When you're working on S4 HANA, there are so many places where you have to create your services for your standard applications. So SAP will not provide the services, it will just provide you the applications. It will just provide you the applications. SAP will not create you any standard. Now, if I go back here, you can find out your service. See here, this is what your service is. When I click on this, you will be finding out your system details and everything. What are the system details and everything? So, and your ICF node is also active. Now from here, you can go to your gateway client, or you can use /n IWFND underscore GW, sorry, /GW underscore client, or you can click on this gateway client. Now see here, you will be having your OData service. Now just click on this HTTP request, and when you click on execute, let me do it over here. No hits. So what is the data model you will be having? Sales are header and sales are item. So now click on let me go to this as a separate. Sorry. Uh, Handshaking is not working. How can I tell you about this OData services? Just need to see this, guys, why the handshaking is not working. So if the handshaking is not working, then you can't able to work on your OData services over here. But anyways, when I go back to my document, so as I already told you, add the selected services, and now you will be creating the service will be get generated. So this is how you will be getting it up, and click on SAP Gateway Client. You will be having this. Now. So I have already given you for this what is the authorization checks. What is the authorization? Why it is not coming up? If there is no authorizations, you have to reach out to your security team. To assign your authorization. To assign your authorizations, you have to reach out your security team, and then you will be getting your OData services. See, whatever the OData services we have, everything will be getting it up. And the same thing, if I go ahead and check that from your browser with the link, you will also get the same details, the structure fields details. So here I told you, you will be having two things. One is format JSON or format XML. So if I copy this one, and when I try it over here, I don't think so it will work. But anyways, let's give it try. No, it's not working. So like this. So either you can have your format equal to JSON format or XML format. So if you want this as a JSON, so this is how you will be getting it. If you want this XML format, you will be getting out this. If there are any errors, so you will be running this transaction code IWFND error log. So this is what the error log is. You can find out the request of metadata is incorrect. Like this, you will be having this. So now we have go ahead and click on this get entity set, and we have go ahead and writing out your logic over there. We have write down the logic over there, and we have updated that. So this is how the entity sets will work. The same URL, if I go ahead and give it over here, it will also work. Okay, so I'll try to get this details to be done, and I'll be showing you that in tomorrow's session. How can we get the data? We'll see this. If it is not working, then I can't able to help you guys. So I can't able to help you. So these are the things which you have to check it for this. So how to check your port? These are nothing but your ICF configurations. So I have already provided you the ICF configuration. The transaction code is SICF. So I have already provided you this. So query options, read operators. As I told you, how can we read this? And whatever, everything I have already provided you this. So in detail, I have provided you the each and everything. So you can go ahead and read this. Before that, let me try to get the details. If it is working, I can able to show you that. Okay. So the next details we are going to check in your next class. So we'll see in the next class if it is working. So I do have one more remote server. So I'll be I will be trying to use that remote server, and I'll be trying to show you these details. And I have already provided you the remaining other things. How can we do that and everything? Every code I have done this. I have showcased you this. So it's almost like 124 pages material. Each and everything clearly I have explained out over here. So now association and navigation, if I have two sets, how can you provide your association and navigation? I have providing you this. Now you will be having what are this navigation properties, the cardinality relationships and everything. So now where you have to write down your logic and everything, I have already provided you this. So you have to go ahead and write down the logic over there. So I have provided you each and every details in step by step procedure over here. You can go ahead and read this and you can get your experience on your OData services. So once I go ahead and show you that in one more thing, one more system. So if it is not working over there, guys, I can't able to help you. So you have to go ahead and read this, and whoever is working, try to see if you have OData in your current landscape and try to go ahead and work in that current landscape. Okay, clear? Clear with this? That's the end of today's session. We'll meet you tomorrow again and we'll continue the session. Thank you all.
Sir,
So
class
tomorrow
timing.
class will be at 8 a.m. only. So till my confirmation, the classes will start from 8 a.m. So once I got the confirmation, your timings will be changed to 9 a.m. Oh, sorry, not 9 a.m. 7 a.m. Sit document. No, I didn't upload it yet. So I'm going to upload this document tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So that's it, guys. We'll meet you tomorrow again and we'll continue the session. So tomorrow at the rate 8 a.m. Thank you all. Yeah, to the same drive.